What's going on, everybody? It's AquaLeaderJesse back again with another death battle reaction. Today we have Ash versus Yugi. I'm really excited. This one's recommended by Mashed Potatoes in Shower on Twitch, on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AquaLeaderJesse. All my videos recorded first. They got the singer for the original Pokemon theme song to sing the song in the background. That's awesome. They got Jason Page in here. That's sick. But as everybody on the channel knows, I love Pokemon. That's where my channel name comes from. Got my Rayquaza right here. Got Pokemon memorabilia up here on the shelf. Favorite game franchise of all time, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's my favorite anime as a kid, and my favorite card game out there is also Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'm really excited to see how this goes. I do notice he's got the Z-Ring and a Mega Stone slot on his arm, so I assume he'll be using both of those throughout this. So I'm really excited to see how this goes. I just hope this is really entertaining. I'll be happy either way.
Right, Pikachu?
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Fly!
Ash Ketchum versus Yugi Moto.
The biggest question from the play.
In general, I would say Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters would beat Pokemon in fights. Like, just look at them for the most part. But there's some otherworldly stuff to deal with here as well. So I guess we'll see. Because you also have to deal with, like, you know, if I don't know what all Ash is going to have in his arsenal. If he's going to have, like, Arceus in there or something. Or Mewtwo. Somehow. I don't remember him ever catching those, but I guess we'll see what lore they use here.
Round. Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
Oh, is he going to have his
It's our job to
Sceptile?
analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. This is a big episode. Just look at how long it is. So thanks to our
How long
sponsor,
is it?
Mad Mushroom,
Oh, wow.
for helping us make it happen.
Yeah, go check out Mad Mushroom's newest game, Night Swarm. It just launched.
Fiverr like
Wipe out. Look.
time. Come on.
Oh, the kid.
Hello there. Welcome to the world of Pokemon.
Hello there.
Oh, the kids get their first one at age 10. If you don't sleep in like Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town.
Ash wanted to be a Pokemon master, though he didn't really know what that meant yet.
How about taking down
Also, Red in the original Pokemon Red and Blue games, he's 11, not 10.
your rivals to be the very best, like no one ever was? Better than Gary and his dumb groupies.
Well, Ash knew he'd find his answers at the Pokemon League tournament.
So Oak hooked him up with the electric mouse, Pikachu. And went, he's your problem now, stupid.
Pikachu was a lot. The new duo had a rocky start, but after an intense first day together, the rest, as they say, is history.
25 seasons, over 1,200 episodes, and the cornerstone of 2000s culture. Ash spent decades as a 10-year-old on the great Pokemaniac journey.
We should note we are prioritizing the anime that Ash is from, which often differs from the original games that inspired it.
Ash is equipped with tons of Pokeballs and an all-knowing Pokedex. That's also a Pokemon. But in a fight, Ash usually chooses Pikachu. Give the yellow-red enough voltage and you'll regret it. Even
Oh, is he gonna have
ground types that would
Greninja?
be
He's gotta have
immune to
Greninja in
electric
there, right?
attacks in the games can't stop what this Pikachu dishes out.
Yet somehow Ash is just fine after repeatedly getting zapped by this same electricity. Over time, Pikachu learned Volt Tackle, Electro Web, Electro Ball, and
Pikachu, use Thunderbolt! The perfect attack for OHKOing flamboyant thieves in air balloons. Looks like they're blasting off again.
so clearly the anime doesn't follow the game rules. Like when
Right.
Pikachu shot himself with his own thunder while on Swellow, who, you know, is vulnerable to lightning.
But somehow they used Thunder as a super armor. He even learned how to deflect attacks by just spinning really fast. Whee!
Speaking of fast, Pikachu has intercepted lightning, but Quick Attack increases that speed even more.
And his Iron Tail really pairs well with Ash's offensive style. The guy plays
So he's got more than
crazy,
just the
opting
4
for
moves
big
as an
damage
option,
over
because it's
stalling.
anime
Ash's
logic.
style is so unusual that when a robot scanned his tactics, it exploded.
As the great philosophers put it, if it works, is it still stupid?
Ash and Pikachu's bond is magnetic and brought them new allies. Misty, Brock,
I'm gonna have to use that. I'm gonna use that as a catchphrase from now. If it works, is still stupid.
Serena, just to name a few. Underneath the stubbornness and crispy bikes, they are loyal friends.
Just like Ash's Pokemon. They're not just collecting dust in a shiny hunting box. Ash's League ID won't let him carry more than 6 at a time, but if he needs them, they'll all come running.
Water types like Squirtle and Lapras are key in seafaring fights, and Ash can combine their water attacks with Glalie Ice Beam.
One time, his Weasel got frozen while using Aqua Jet, which is fine. Now he's using Ice Aqua Battering Ram.
Grass types like Bulbasaur and Torterra induce status effects and heal with Synthesis.
But Sceptile's a menace. Yeah, so you got a big, scary Darkrai.
Oh,
Eat
yeah.
this Leaf Blade, Smeargle victim. Or that's what I would say if Tobias did an action replay of frickin' Latios. Give my man a win, 4Kids.
Well, 4Kids just did the localization. They didn't write the show.
They just get me heated. Almost as much as Infernape's Flare Blitz. Then I'll set my Inferno to overdrive, get my revenge, and Incineroar.
Ash had a fiery passion for reaching the top ASAP, but Charizard wasn't on board. Pursuing pride over packs, Ash lost the Viridian Force for the trees and fumbled the Indigo League.
Harsh lesson, but one he needed.
Yeah, he doesn't have
Ash started
Charizard
bonding
anymore,
with
though.
Pokemon at a deeper level, and that
Right? Or
friendship
does he? No, he
motivated
gets.
them to dodge
Does he get
light
Charizard back
speed
later?
moves like
Another
Solar
thing.
Beam and Psybeam.
Charizard came around too. He's the last one you want to see on the field. Even if you have a Blastoise like Gary, Ash will call for the most unexpected signature move.
Seismic Toss, the people's elbow of Pokemon.
While Solar Beam explodes on impact, it explicitly absorbs sunlight for its beam, and in episode 31, Diglett is said to pull its head underground faster than light speed.
Charizard's so strong, his flamethrower melts boulders. The Pokemon world is wild.
Ash's Pokedex spells it out. Vanillix causes blizzards, Magikarp leaps over mountains and into space, Dusknoir pulls souls into the spirit world.
Oh, and Pikachu cleared a storm as wide as an island. Gotta catch 'em all. Surfetch, Butterfree, Heracross, Scraggy, Lycanroc, Palpitoad, Torkoal, Snivy.
With new regions soar new flying types like Pidgeot. On land, Ash has physical offense like Melmetal and Crocodile, and Gibble will drop Draco Meteors on anyone, but mainly Piplup.
You want physical? Look at Ash. This twerp somehow carried around a Cosmoem, which canonically weighs over a ton. Oh, and this huge log that's basically a whole tree? He chucked it like it was nothing. Ash can choose his own hands if he wants, and he does a lot. Maybe his secret is watching the Minnesota Vikings.
Resilience is the bare minimum to HMO1 cut it in the tall grass. Humans and Pokemon must protect and enrich each other's lives.
Like Mimey, the Mr. Mime back home who mind boggles you with Reflect, Light Screen, and Psychic. Yep, that Mr. Mime, the stepdad who Ash caught in a Pokeball and brought home. Oh, so that's how it works.
Ash figured out new ways to bond with his pals with Aura. It's a life force that interacts with souls and links Ash with Lucario.
This Jackal excels at CQC and shoots steel beams and aura spheres. And with Mega Evolution, Lucario's power surges enough to defeat champion Cynthia's Garchomp.
A Mega would have been handy at the Safari Zone when Ash accidentally caught 30 Tauros. And he keeps
Yeah.
hugging them. Ash, they're bulls.
Ash genuinely loves his little guys, but boy does it suck to see him lose the Pokemon League over and over again. Kid, just turn the hat backwards and lock in.
Ash's strength is not in battle theory, but his nurtured bonds. He knows Pokemon feelings better than anyone. With Greninja, Ash learned to synchronize their senses and movements, transforming
go.
him into Ash Greninja.
It comes with a huge power increase, but there's a catch. Ash shares Greninja's pain. A small price to pay for the ultimate water shuriken.
Ash Greninja ran the ones with Champion Diantha's Mega Gardevoir. And just a normal Gardevoir can conjure black holes.
Ash's Pokemon and teamwork get along like rice balls and jelly-filled donuts. They saved the world from Lysander, who tried to kill all life. They fought the giants. The Reggie kind, not the New York ones, who halted Reggie Gigas, who can
Ash's Pokemon resisted Lysander's mind control thanks to their bonds. James Inkay similarly escaped Malamar's control, the strongest hypnotic Pokemon.
go entire regions.
Ash's team battled Steven Stone and Alon, who fought the terraforming primal forms of Groudon and Kyogre.
Yeah, don't get me started on Alon. Ash did everything right, but no, Greninja still lost to his Charizard after only getting hit 3 times. How does Blast Burn beat Water Shuriken? Get your type charts right, 4Kids.
Boomstick,
Yeah.
4Kids weren't even around anymore when this aired.
That pissed me off too when that happened. He should have won, and he should have won the Kalos Region Championship. That's when he should have won.
Regardless, after his loss at Kalos, Ash traveled to Alola and beyond to train. And thanks to some really delicious soup, his new Gengar Gigantamaxed.
Kaiju Gengar! He haunts foes with G-Max Terror, or even swallows them up. I bet it smells nasty in there.
Ash and Pikachu also scored a buff with their Z move. All they need is a power ring, some JoJo poses, and Thunderbolt will evolve into
10 million volt Thunderbolt! This rainbow lightning is their ace. You see this coming? You're cooked. Absorb electricity? Cooked. Fused with an Ultra Beast? Cooked.
Ash journeyed so much that monsters from another dimension are nothing to him. Naganadel is a poisonous sniper, and Solgaleo is basically the sun god, a legendary Pokemon whose Sunsteel Strike lights up the universe.
Ash got a god in his bag for just being a nice dude. Smell you later, Gary.
In fact, when Ash and friends band together, they can halt Dialga's Roar of Time. And Dialga literally controls the concept of time. Is there a legendary Pokemon he hasn't befriended?
But it all started with Pikachu, so it was gonna end with Pikachu. In the Tournament of Champions, and
I wonder if Ash would
faced
win
the number one trainer.
with
Finally,
the legendary Pokemon coming in to help him.
After 3,000 years, we're free! More kids, let my boy win! Yes!
Sure. Ash did his best, and he had no regrets. Now free to hand over his torch to new bright-eyed trainers.
Ash realized that, to him, a Pokemon Master was someone who was friends with every Pokemon. So he and Pikachu threw a stick in the air and walked the way it landed, because in the world of Pokemon, the journey continues.
Nice.
If you want to travel the world like Ash or look as rad as Yugi, then we've got the threads for you.
This battle is sponsored by Quince. Quince to it to luxury. Quince makes the essentials every guy needs. Denim.
5-day returns. Quince.com/
Tried to solve the mystery. Many a theorist have tried to solve the mystery of ancient Egypt. What was the secret to such a glorious civilization?
Time travel? The divine hand? Aliens? Nah,
Slavery.
they were gamers.
Egyptians played games with sorcery. These magical ceremonies punished dark hearts with swift death. The Shadow Game.
No, Wiz. They were banished to the Shadow Realm. Wink.
Sadly, the way of the Shadow Games was lost across time and the pieces of the Millennium Puzzle. It's said the one who solves the puzzle would pass judgment on evil. And in the modern day, Yugi Moto reassembled it and wished for a friend.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Turn that jam up! Yugi was a shy kid that helped run his grandpop's game shop.
But little did he know that completing the puzzle would link his spirit to an ancient pharaoh.
Yami, always willing to lend Yugi a hand, and always on demon time while doing so. He's anime Jigsaw. Yami wants to play a shadow game.
Whether it's griddle air hockey, Mario Party with chloroform, or the game that would take his world and ours by storm, Duel Monsters.
It's a summoner's war. Time to send monsters to the graveyard and take your foe down to 0 life points.
When Yugi's grandpa was kidnapped by the deranged CEO, Seto Kaiba, Yugi knew it was time to knock him down the only way he knows how, playing a children's card game.
And for his L, Kaiba was given a penalty game. Lose or cheat against Yami at your own peril. With the puzzle, Yami can punish you in some seriously messed up ways. Illusions of being set on fire, swapping your soul, or the infamous Mind Crush.
The Millennium Puzzle does far more than force hallucinations. It brings monsters to reality, forms barriers, manipulates probability, and seals away spirits.
You can't buy this. It and 6 other Millennium
Others have used penalty games that will incapacitate victims, but Yami doesn't resort to them unless he wins a game or catches cheating.
items are juiced up by ghosts.
Despite Yami's retribution, Yugi wasn't aware of this darker half. Yami had amnesia, so he didn't know himself either. But after a run-in with enemy Millennium Ring user Dark Bakura and some seriously hardcore LARPing, Yugi and Yami learned each other's shtick and made the dynamic duo.
With friends Taya, Tristan, and their left leg Joey, Yugi and Yami were ready for anything.
Because Yugi had a great early deck. Monsters for offense, spells for effects, and traps for setups. Oh, and there they go.
Okay, if Yugi's deck is so good, why isn't it the meta? Put me in, coach. Face my 2,000 card deck.
Don't be too quick to judge. Yugi's a very clever strategist. His style works best at maximizing the use of so-called terrible cards.
Yeah, cool story, Wiz. But what's he gonna do about the 3 blue eyes Kaiba's got aiming at his dome?
Simple. Summon the monster card Karibo and have him multiply. With a 1,000 strong meat shield, a dragon's breath is a gentle breeze.
Well, okay. Didn't know Yugi had that dog in him, but I'm about brute force. Buster Blader and Celtic Guardian are sick, nasty swordsmen. Summon Skull shoots bolts of lightning, and the
Summon
giant
Skull is so
soldier of
cool. I
stone
used to have
can
a Summon Skull
destroy
action
moons.
figure as a kid.
Time Wizard's better. It's a living clock that fast forwards or rewinds a local area of time, turning monsters to infants or wizards into wise sages.
Speaking of wizardry, you can't have a
Dark
Yugi deck
Mage.
without his right hand, Dark Magician, and his apprentice, Dark Magician Girl.
Both are masters of dark magic, and Yugi often pairs them with the
Black
damage
magic.
redirecting magic cylinder. Now that's thinking with portals.
There's support monsters too. Catapult Turtle is a bot with a cannon that literally launches other monsters. And when Yugi comboed it with Gaia and Swords of Revealing Light, which immobilizes monsters, they brought down an entire fortress. Wait, that's not how the card game works. Is he cheating?
Well, we're prioritizing the manga and anime over anything else, which can differ from the real world card game.
Yugi also has tons of spell cards. Monster Reborn resurrects a fallen friend. Turn Jump is a time skip, and Pot of Greed lets Yugi draw 2 more cards, like Pot of Greed, which lets him draw 2 more cards, like...
If things get dicey, he has more trap cards to level the field, like Dimension Sphinx, which
Guess he's
inflicts
not following
damage
the current
directly back at
rules.
the opponent's life points.
And if his monsters and life points get wiped, he can just press Ctrl-Z with Mirage Ruler to get them all back.
Pair these cards with Yugi and Yami's teamwork, and nothing could stand in their way. Not even the game's own creator, Pegasus.
Get this, Pegasus can read minds. So in their duel, Yugi and Yami kept swapping souls Freaky Friday style, trusting each other to pick up on the strategies they left behind. And the mind reader was stumped. Yeah, they cheated.
No, Pegasus was reading their minds. Regardless, Yugi and Yami are an excellent dueling pair. Yami trusts Yugi to improve on his plans, while Yugi expects Yami to be his bolder half.
They're not just smart. These card-slinging geeks are somehow expected to be fit enough to dodge lasers, resist getting their souls ripped out, and survive attacks from duel monsters. Even the most
feel like that'll
common
be
duel
a
monster can
Just
cause
More
tsunamis,
reference.
rain down meteors, and wreck cities.
In the
And all
battle.
of this power culminated in Battle City, hosted by Kaiba Corp.
Because Kaiba really
Battle
wanted
City
that
was a good
salty
arc.
run back against his rival.
Salt only surpassed by Yami's biggest hater, Merrick, who wanted the 3 Egyptian
Merrick is
god
so
cards
cool.
to take him out. These cards were Slifer, the Electric Dragon, Roth,
The Sky
God Phoenix,
Dragon.
and Obelisk, who strikes with the power of infinity.
This was a different ball game altogether, but Yugi was starting to stand on his own 2 feet.
So Yami and Yugi kept dueling on in a battle city that never wants to end. Or stop bullying Joey. But to claim the Egyptian gods, Yugi and Yami had to face them in duels, pulling off some ridiculously high IQ plays.
When battling Slifer, they used a handful of weak cards to create an infinite combo of attacks that went past the god's limits.
And later, Yugi combined Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl's magic into Black Burning magic, promptly defeating Ra.
This ain't new for the magicians. In the movie Bonds Beyond Time, they did something similar against Paradox. It's kinda crazy that together, the magicians can defeat the 10-star gods, which are way stronger than mid-tier monsters that are 5 to 9 stars.
Mid-tier cards aren't pushovers.
Levels,
Darkhold Dragon
not
is a
stars.
sentient black hole, planet alignment moves solar systems, and Jaden's Glow Neos destroyed a relativity field that spawned an entire universe.
But at the top would be the great evil god Zork, who showed up to plunge existence into the realm of darkness.
Several features holographic monsters, but these monsters and their abilities became real without alteration through Millennium items. Etc., making such feats applicable.
It was time for Yugi to finish the puzzle of who Yami really is.
If the monsters weren't real before, they sure were now. Everyone has soul energy, Ba, which manifests as Ka, or a spirit. When used in tandem with the bonds of his cards, Yugi can will dual monsters into reality, even drawing anyone he wishes by believing in the heart of the cards.
I knew it! He's
I knew
been cheating all this time!
the heart of the
Must have
cards
just
had to be
made
a
up
thing.
rules, he's stacking his deck!
Not at all. For Yugi, drawing the card he needs isn't just luck, it's an actual skill that he developed. It's even expanded in following series like GX and 5Ds.
Okay, well, I'd be the king of games too if I could just decide I have a royal flush every round.
Whatever. Yami rediscovered his Egyptian
not wrong.
past, his multiple lifelong bonds, and his real name, Atem. Claiming his place as the ruler of the afterlife, Atem fused the Egyptian god cards to summon Harakti, the creator of light.
She's the ultimate duel monster who banished Zork and all of his scary darkness for good. The epitome of, screw you, I win.
No kidding, for Harakti created Yu-Gi-Oh's multiverse with that same light. Judgment had passed. Across many duels, evil was vanquished. There was only one more thing left to do.
A post-game boss duel between Yugi and Atem.
Their farewell was both climactic and bittersweet.
Upon relearning his name, Atem gained full control of the gods, including Harakti. Should the situation arise, he can call on her power again.
Yugi had grown as a duelist and a person. His victory proved that he no longer needed Atem's help to be his bolder half.
Even when Atem was an entire dimension away or busy slapping the end of existence, he and Yugi would always be bros. Okay, it should have been me, not him. I'm sorry I called you a cheater. I was jealous. You're so cool.
Yugi moved on to a career in game
Yugi
design
was so
and
fucking
passed
cool.
the torch to future duelists. He will
Atem
be remembered as the greatest duelist there ever was.
Except to Kaiba, who tried to ascend to the afterlife to rematch Atem. Goes to show you that money can't buy you happiness, but it sure can buy you a sweet rocket ship.
There will always be another story, another duel, another game. And you won't find yourself a better opponent than the king of games.
The Battle of the Millennium is about to start, but we wouldn't be able to make it happen without some help from our friends at Ray.
Raycon's essential open earbuds should be at this. Shouldn't show up
Who do you
late.
think is winning this one?
All right, the combatants are set, and we've
Man, it's so hard to pick on these for me. I want to say it's going to be... I'm going to go with Yugi, because Ash is much slower to learn. Has a much slower learning curve and has a tends to not win championships, while Yugi has a tendency to do it. But as they pointed out, how Ash kept losing at the championships, and how Yugi's a much more of a strategist and has got a lot, with especially with the two minds in one and the Egyptian gods. Ash does have like the legendary Pokemon and mythical Pokemon he's befriended, but Yugi's also got the Egyptian god cards, including Obelisk with the power of infinity. So I think I'm gonna go Yugi, but it's close. I'm happy as long as it's a good battle. I can't wait to see it.
run the data through all possibilities.
Before we start, let's lay some ground rules.
We're treating this
Okay.
as a real-time fight, much like typical battles in the Pokemon anime.
I was gonna
and
ask how
duels
this
later
works.
on in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. And given that the rules of Pokemon and duel monsters are clearly incompatible, we'll allow them to summon anything that's reasonably available to them.
It's time to death battle!
Turn this down.
You okay, Pikachu? This Furon-4 is tricky. Hang in there!
You have Spirit, but I have Lightning Blade and Excalibur to boost my attack, and I set one card face down to end my turn.
Whoa!
It's
Okay,
still
guys,
turn-based,
it's
huh?
our turn now. Pikachu, throw him off with Quick Attack. Everyone else, back him up. Great job. Now, Thunderbolt.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You forgot about my face down card. Rise! Dimension Space!
Oh, I get it. Good thing we brought them all, right, Pikachu?
What do you mean, them all?
Charizard, I choose you!
I say Karibo. I go Lucario with that Aura Sphere. Hit him with like the Swords of Revealing Light. Fly for the Sky Dragon.
I'm sorry, partner. Don't worry. It's my turn now. I just need to believe in the heart of the cards.
Who's that Pokemon?
Araxi, goddess of light! This is it! Magicians, flash burning magic! Araxi,
Dialga.
Joser!
Dialga gonna stop anything? No. Swords of Revealing Light. I called it.
Pikachu, let's finish this. Together!
Oh wait, how is Pikachu able to use it if he's got Swords of Revealing Light out on the field?
You activated my trap card! Magic
Cylinder.
Cylinder! With it, I'll send your Thunderbolt back to attack your light points directly! That was an awesome duel, Ash.
KO! Oh, my childhood. Whiz, quick!
That was sick.
I need your tears. We can save him.
There's a lot to this, so let's break it down by experience.
That was sick. I don't know how Pikachu was able to do an attack while Swords of Revealing Light was on the field, but still, it was awesome.
Experience, strategy, and monsters. Starting with experience. Both Ash and Yugi have risen to the top, beating the best of the best, and traveled all over the world.
But Ash traveled more, was in more tourneys, and saved the world way more often. And despite what people say, he wins a lot.
I don't know about more often, more times. But more often is that's debatable.
Even Atem's stint as the Pharaoh doesn't tip the scale since he wasn't in charge for very long. Plus, Pokemon evolve over time, literally and figuratively. While Yugi's deck is obviously adjustable, the cards are unchanging, unable to grow like Ash's Pokemon.
So Ash wins in experience, but when it comes to strategy, he's a
Oh,
wild
Yu-Gi-Oh's
card.
got
He's
that
skilled
easily.
at improvisation and using the environment to win. Even machines cannot comprehend his tactics.
But the same goes for Yugi. Gotta remember, Yugi and Atem's teamwork is second to none. They're masters at exploiting weaknesses, setting up tricks, and surprising foes with so-called weak cards.
Both could likely adjust to each other's unpredictability, so a Dark Horse-style win was unlikely.
But Ash's secret weapon is his bond with his Pokemon, boosting their power. I'm not just talking about Pikachu. His power of friendship invented an evolution for Greninja. That's crazy. Ash's trust in his Pokemon knows no limits.
Silly as it may sound, Yugi trusts his deck in the same way. The heart of the cards is real, and Yugi is determined to support his monsters with spells.
Gengar's original trainer claimed he causes misfortune, but this is false. Gengar's only method of cursing is with his cursed body ability. Atem can bend fate and even defeated an opponent with supernaturally good luck.
traps and buffs. Look at his duels with Merrick and Paradox, where he bolstered his weaker cards to take down gods. With Ba and Ka, his bonds with his cards manifest them into reality, not so dissimilar from Ash Greninja.
Yeah, Ash has aura, but he never mastered it. And specialties like Mega Evolution and Gigantamax, while awesome, only work with specific Pokemon.
And since Ash focuses on offense far more than support,
It is unlikely Ash's Pokemon could overcome Yugi's attack, disabling, and redirection cards. Pokemon moves are directly affected by Disable, and Team Rocket Swap effect regularly reflects Ash's attacks. This includes Z moves which have been overpowered, such as by Guzma's Golisopod.
Yugi could control the pace of the fight with cards like Swords of Revealing Light and Magic Cylinder.
But I know some of you are asking, what if Ash threw hands? The kid's strong enough to chuck trees and lift baby gods. Just punch him, man. Well, Yugi's similarly tough, and the Millennium Puzzle can make shields, steal ghosts, cast illusions, and mess with minds. If
Ash could attempt to destroy Yugi's cards or dual disc, but Yugi has too many defenses for him to be able to do so. Yugi also requires neither to summon monsters.
Ash actually tried to punch him, it'd be Mewtwo all over again.
It's a close call, but Yugi takes the edge in strategy.
So it all comes down to the monsters. Yugi
That's
had
where I
a
said
slightly
Yu-Gi-Oh!
larger pool
Clears.
of monsters, but Ashes can clear out island-wide storms, fight terraforming beasts, and are stronger than the black hole summoning Gardevoir.
However, Yugi's can rain down meteors, compete with larger black holes, and even the mid-tier scale to Glow Neos, destroying that relativity field with a universe. And
Ash struggled against Dialga, Palkia, Mewtwo, and Lugia during Journeys. Cynthia's Garchomp had a Draco Meteor easily stopped by Palkia's Spatial Rend. Even with generous scaling and favorable interpretations of Ultra Space, Yu-Gi-Oh's multiverse is infinite and contains dimensionally transcendent spaces like the Afterlife, Prana Realm, etc., surpassing Pokemon's cosmology.
Bhakti created Yu-Gi-Oh's whole multiverse, surpassing even Solgaleo's Sunsteel Strike and Dialga's Roar of Time.
And Yugi had more than just monsters on the field. Ash's strength was also his weakness. His power was evenly spread, reliant only on his remaining Pokemon.
If Mr. Mime faints, no more Psychic Barriers. If he lost Lucario, no more Mega Evolution. And so on. The longer the battle...
Mystery Dungeon, a Gengar resurrected someone by pulling their soul out in the afterlife. Ash's Gengar has never displayed this ability. Yugi has ways of stopping resurrection, including banishment and soul destruction. This would stop Ash from resurrecting with the Rainbow Wing.
went, the less Pokemon Ash had, and he did not have a reliable way to bring them back. He doesn't carry revives on him, and even then, reviving Pokemon in the anime is entirely different from the games. Meanwhile, Yugi had cards like Mirage Ruler and Monster Reborn that could instantly recall powers he's lost.
And he can...
An alternate version of Ash appears in Pokemon Masters EX, including such scaling, wouldn't surpass Yugi's best feats and would suggest Yugi should get Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Link scaling, which expands his options even more.
Banned Fate to draw whatever card he wants, and we didn't even cover them all. Really, Yugi's deck has no pathetic cards.
Exactly. Yugi's versatility and power swept Ash's options, giving his monsters the lead. He just needed the right moment to knock Ash stone cold.
That was a good attempt at a pun, Wiz. You might not think it's Pharaoh, but Ash got Yugi owned.
The winner is Yugi Moto.
Alright, well, that was awesome. I really enjoyed that. I'm glad my boy Yugi won. Even though I love both franchises, when it comes to the anime specifically, I prefer the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters anime to the Pokemon anime. I'm glad that that Yugi took the win there, but that was still really awesome. Really enjoy that. Thank you, Mashed Potatoes and Shower, for the recommendation. And with that being said, thank you everybody so much for watching. Make sure to follow me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AquaLeaderJesse, where all my videos recorded first, but they'll always be uploaded here afterwards. Don't you worry. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.